What if I told you that every emotion, every fleeting thought, every sudden impulse isn't as much yours as you think? What if I revealed to you that right now, invisible forces are shaping your energy without you realizing it, directing your desires, manipulating your decisions, and draining your strength drop by drop? Most people live in a state of lethargy, convinced that their lives are determined by luck, circumstance, or physical exertion. But those who have awakened to ancient esoteric wisdom know something the modern world has forgotten, or rather, something collective memory has deliberately distorted. Everything is energy, and energy can be manipulated. These are not metaphors or spiritual poetry. They are a concrete force, an invisible vibration that runs through everything. You, your thoughts, the words you speak, the environment you live in. This energy obeys universal laws as precise as gravity, but much more discreet because they empower you. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to absorb your energy without a word? That some places leave you empty, while others revitalize you simply by entering them? Have you ever felt inexplicably tired, confused, or transformed, as if an invisible cloud were enveloping you? It's not a coincidence. It's energetic manipulation, more common and dangerous than we think. In this video, we uncover the surface and explore a profound and provocative truth. The energy that surrounds you and that you generate is constantly evolving. If you don't consciously change it, others will. We will shed light on ancient knowledge and reveal how ancient cultures such as the Egyptians, Vedic sages, and Hermetic initiates perceived energy as a sacred language. We will also reveal how this knowledge has been corrupted and how you can reclaim it to protect your energy field, heal your vibrations, and transform your life into an invisible world. Because this isn't just information, it's a memory. Your soul already knows it. It just needs to remember it. Prepare yourself. What you are about to discover can transform not only your perception, but your entire reality. Since the dawn of humanity, those who knew how to manipulate energy were not considered charlatans, but priests, sages, shamans, and kings. In the most ancient civilizations, where the visible world represented only the tip of the iceberg, understanding and mastering energy was the ultimate form of power. In ancient Egypt, temples were not just places of worship. They were carefully constructed, vibrational reactors to channel telluric and cosmic energies. The priests of Heliopolis, instructed in the mysteries of Ra and Thoth, knew that the human voice, with the proper intention and tone, could alter the energy fields of the body and its environment. The word was not communication, but creation. In Vedic India, the rishis transmitted a detailed map of the human energy system, the chakras, nadis and prana in the Upanishads and Vedas. But this knowledge was not intended for philosophical contemplation. It was a practical guide to alleviating suffering, curing illness, and achieving spiritual liberation. In other words, it was known that controlling the flow of energy determined a person's destiny. The ancient Taoists, in turn, developed practices such as internal alchemy, microcosmic circulation, and Qigong breathing to condense life energy and direct it with surgical precision. They knew that a single misguided emotion could damage an organ, and that with proper control, the body would become immortal. But what happened to all this knowledge? For centuries, energy control remained in the hands of the initiated elite, codified by symbols, locked away in Hermetic languages, and eventually publicly discredited and relegated to the realm of superstition, the occult, and the New Age. The message was clear. The world must not know that it can create and destroy through its own vibrations. And in doing so, vibrational wisdom has been replaced by mechanical materialism. Health has become chemical. Emotions, pathology, spirituality, dogma, and energy, a concept reserved for quantum physics and fringe esoteric groups. Paradoxically, large institutions continue to use these principles, albeit in disguise. Energy manipulation manifests itself through massive mental programming, saturated urban environments, misdirected electromagnetic waves, and toxic emotional language. It's not that energy manipulation doesn't exist, it's just that you don't consciously use it, while others do. Rediscovering this knowledge is not just an act of wisdom, it's an act of spiritual rebellion. Those who understand energy regain their power. and those who regain it can no longer be controlled. What follows is not theory. It is simple practice. It is the hidden anatomy of your impact on the world. And how can it be controlled? Everything vibrates. The ancients already knew this, and even modern physics confirms it today. However, few dare to openly assert that this vibration can be changed, directed and programmed, and those who can manipulate their own energy, and that of others can change reality. But how does this process work in practice? Imagine your body not just as a body of flesh and blood, but as an electromagnetic field constantly interacting with other fields. You are like a vibrating magnet that emits frequencies through your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Each of these emissions not only radiates out into the world and shapes your environment, but also reflects your vibrations back. This is not personal development disguised as science. This should be taken literally. When someone tells you they're in a bad mood, it's not a metaphor. They're sensing a real energy distortion, even if they can't describe it. And just as a radio tunes into different stations based on its frequency, you tune into realities based on your frequency. This is where the first key principle comes in. One energy follows attention. Wherever you focus your energy, you direct it. Have you noticed that when you focus on something, whether positive or negative, you attract more of it? This isn't accidental. It's intentional. Sustained focus on an idea creates a concentration of energy that attracts similar models. This principle is exploited by those who know how to manipulate energy for less promising purposes, from advertisers who know how to arouse unnecessary desires in us, to those who are quick to judge, jealous, or seek to control. Every persistent, emotionally charged thought becomes a form of directed energy. 2. The energy body has manipulable layers. We are not just an aura, we are a network of layers. Physical body, emotional body, mental body, etheric body, spiritual body. Each person vibrates at a different frequency and reacts to specific stimuli. For example, a heated argument can damage the emotional body. However, if it continues over a long period of time, the negative vibrations accumulate and permeate the physical body, manifesting as illness. Conversely, a daily gratitude practice can purify the emotional body, improve thoughts, and strengthen the immune system. This knowledge was known in initiation schools as energetic hygiene. Just as you take a shower every morning to purify your body, you must purify your energy field to avoid transmitting foreign vibrations. 3. Energy can be stolen or transferred. Have you ever felt exhausted after a conversation, or uncomfortable for hours after a simple glance? It's true. There are energy cords, invisible cords, activated by emotional connection or direct contact through which energy can escape or be absorbed. It's not about seeing enemies everywhere, but rather understanding that your field needs boundaries, protection, and conscious nourishment. In the next section, you'll learn how to protect, purify, and channel your energy, just like the alchemists and healers of antiquity. Energy manipulation is not only dangerous, but also a sacred tool when used wisely. Now that you understand the basics of how the human energy field works, let's dive deeper. For if the universe is a living web of vibrations, and you are a conscious core of it, you can directly influence it. The question is, how? To answer this question, we must consider 3 essential pillars, mastered by the ancient energy alchemists: intention, frequency, and direction. Each of these pillars is like a coordinate. Together, they form the map of energy movement and transformation. First, intention, the heart of all energy manipulation. Energy doesn't move by itself. It requires intention to direct it. But mere desire is not enough. True intention isn't born from thoughts, but from the alignment of thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Imagine you want to attract health. If you say it internally, but you're emotionally afraid and deep down, believe you don't deserve it, your vibration will be contradictory. The energy then doesn't fully respond. On the contrary, when your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are aligned, your intention becomes pure and therefore powerful. This is why mantras, decrees, or visualizations are sometimes ineffective. There is no clear intention behind all this. Therefore, those who manipulate energy for dark purposes affect your emotions first, not your mind, because they know that by changing your feelings, they also change your energy field. Secondly, Frequency, the secret language of the universe. Frequency is the tone you emit when you exist. Everything emits a frequency. A word spoken in anger vibrates differently from one spoken with compassion. A room where an argument has taken place has a different frequency than one where meditation has taken place. This is why your environment is important. Colors, sounds, music, company, even your own thoughts. Everything elevates or intensifies your frequency. Energy manipulation through frequencies is one of the oldest and most effective techniques. The Egyptians used chants, the Tibetans whistles, Africans drums, Kabbalists Hebrew letters. Why? Because sound directly influences the human electromagnetic field. Today we forget this and let media frequency, digital noise, and negative messages silently reprogram our field. Third direction. Where do you project your power? Imagine your energy like a laser beam. If it's scattered, it acts like a weak flashlight. But if you focus it precisely and at high frequency, it can transform reality. This isn't magic. It's an esoteric science. Even the ancients knew how to transfer energy to a diseased organ, a desired target, or a person in need. But they also knew that kinetic energy returns with tenfold power. This is where the art of protection comes into play. Those who don't consciously project themselves will be projected. It is therefore important to learn how to close the field at the end of the day, to purify energy after intense encounters, and to use vibrational protection techniques such as the golden sphere, the violet mantle, or the luminous egg. Negative energy bonds can also be released through affirmations, guided breathing, or ritual baths with salt, rosemary, and symbolic fire. Mastering these three pillars is like rediscovering the lost soul's manual. With a little practice, you'll begin to notice subtle but powerful things. Things that once drained you can no longer harm you. Projects proceed without visible obstacles. Your body reacts differently to stress. Your perception sharpens. Your range of action expands. Because when you consciously manipulate your energy, the universe responds in harmony. Knowing that energy manipulation is real shouldn't lead you to paranoia, but rather invite you to live more consciously. It's not about fearing the invisible world, but rather recognizing that you're constantly living in it, and that with the right tools, you can transform your existence into a fertile field of creation, healing, and expansion. These aren't complicated rituals or esoteric formulas reserved for initiates. They're simple gestures, repeated consciously, that reconfigure your vibrational field throughout the day. Here are some practical principles you can apply today to strengthen your energy and avoid unconscious manipulation. 1. Clear your energy field at the end of the day. Just like taking a shower or changing your clothes, you need to release accumulated energy. Every interaction, every place you visit, leaves subtle traces. You can do this by taking a sea salt bath, rubbing your body with incense, or imagining a waterfall of light washing over you, washing away everything that doesn't belong to you. Do this every night, even if you don't feel well. It's a form of spiritual prevention. 2. Breathe consciously. Pause 3 times a day and breathe deeply and consciously. With each inhalation, imagine absorbing pure light. With each exhale, you release tension, anxiety, and unnecessary thoughts. This habit helps you regain balance and control of your energy, especially when you feel overstimulated or confused. 3. Be mindful of your language. Every word carries energy. Avoid expressions of lack, complaint, or victimization. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning." Replace "everything is going wrong" with "I'm looking for a solution." Your vibration is built through your words because words have power. 4. Practice energy visualization. Before leaving the house, imagine a sphere of golden light surrounding you entirely. Make it bright, strong, and compact. Imagine that nothing negative can penetrate, and that everything that emanates from you is purified. This simple action creates a true protective shield, as your mind no longer distinguishes between imagination and experience, and your energy field reacts to persistent images. 5. Choose your environment carefully. Not all spaces are neutral. Some are filled with density, stress, and even ill intentions. Learn to understand your environment. Trust your instincts. If a place makes you uncomfortable, take a deep breath. Strengthen your defenses and, if possible, back off. Your energy is invaluable. Don't waste it on someone who doesn't appreciate it. It's not about doing everything perfectly. it's important to remember that you can accomplish anything. Every conscious action, no matter how small, is a message to the universe. I am the master of my energy. I choose to vibrate from my center. And this choice, repeated over and over again, truly sets you free. Since time immemorial, humans have sought to control what they did not understand. And when they realized that everything in the universe vibrates, resonates, and reacts, they understood that the real struggle was not for territory or wealth, but for energy. Today, after centuries of oblivion, this truth is resurfacing. And you, watching this video, are not here by chance. You are awakening to a deeper, more subtle, and more powerful reality. You are energy. You manipulate energy. You live in an ocean of energy. It is not something external to you. It's an original language. Energy manipulation is not in itself an obscure act, as some believe. It is a capacity inherent in consciousness. What determines your worth is your intention. When you choose to observe your thoughts, guide your breathing, pay attention to your words, and purify your vibrational field, you become the alchemist of your own reality. You no longer walk like a body in search of survival. It moves like a vibrational field, a transmitter, a living transformer. And therein lies the most disturbing truth. If you don't manipulate your energy, someone else will, because there is never an energy vacuum. Where there is inattention, there is external influence. Where there is unconsciousness, there is programming. Where vibrational disturbances exist, others exploit them. But when you become aware of them, you regain what was stolen from you: the power to create, the right to choose your frequency, the freedom to vibrate with who you truly are. Nothing external has more power than yourself. Decide to remember who you are. That's why I'm asking you directly now. Will you continue to wander the world like a disoriented energy sponge? Or will you use this knowledge to rediscover your center, raise your vibration, and become an active channel of transformation? The world needs less reactive energy and more conscious energy, less emotional noise and more vibrational clarity, less passive manipulation and more directed manifestation. And if this video has opened your eyes, I invite you to take action. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving these lessons that few dare to share. Like if anything touched you, and share it with someone who needs to be reminded of its invisible power. For by sharing your awareness, you don't lose it, you multiply it. And in that echo of wisdom you spread, your energy rises as well. Remember this, your energy field is your foundation in the universe. Align it with who you truly are, a luminous, sovereign, vibrant, and awakened being,